Good evening, dear students. Welcome to my channel, Desire to Learn with Mukesh. So, today in this video, we will learn the summary notes of the chapter The Earth in the Solar System, which is the first chapter of your class 6 geography. So, today we will discuss the summary notes from the chapter The Earth in the Solar System. So, let us start the video. So in the flat side, you can see here, this is the picture of our solar system. Here, sun is at the center of our solar system and all the planets are rotating around the sun in their fixed orbits. So all of you know that in our solar system, there are 8 planets which are rotating around the sun, among with our planet, that is Earth. So now we will discuss more about the solar system later. Now we will go to the next slide. So first of all, what are celestial bodies? So when you go to outside or your roof and you see the sky, you will find some object in the sky like the sun, the moon, all other objects also. So the sun, the moon, and all those objects which are shining in the night sky are called celestial bodies. Basically, sun will be visible to you during daytime, and in the night time you can see moon with different stars also. So these all the objects which are shining in the sky are called your celestial bodies. So the full moon can be viewed only once in about a month's time. This night is called full moon night or Purnima. So the night in which you can view the full moon is called the full moon night or Purnima. A fortnight later means after 15 days of Purnima, you can't see the moon at all, and that night is called a new moonlight or Amavasya. So the night in which you can't see the moon at all, that night is called your new moonlight or Amavasya, which comes after 15 days of Purnima. After 15 days of Purnima, new moon night or Amavasya comes, in which you can't be able to see the moon at all. Then next, some celestial bodies are very big and hot. They are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light, which they emit in large amounts. These celestial bodies are called stars. So basically, stars are the celestial bodies which have their own heat and light. So, for example, the sun is a star which is situated at the center of our solar system. So, countless twinkling stars in the night sky are similar to the sun, but we do not feel their heat or light, and they also look very teeny because they are very, very far from us. So, there are also different stars like the sun. They gives us heat or light, but we don't get so much light and heat from them because they are very, very far from us. So, come to next slide. Constellation. A group of stars forming various patterns is called a constellation. So constellation is nothing but a group of stars forming a pattern. So when different groups of stars form different various patterns, those patterns are called your constellations. For example, Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. This is called Big Bear because its shape is like a bear. All of you know bear. So The shape of Ursa Major constellation is like a bear, so this is called Big Bear. Then one of the most easily recognizable constellation is the Saptarshi. Sapta means seven, Rishi means sages. This is called so because in Saptarshi Mandal you can see seven different stars named as per the names of seven sages. Kratu, Pula, Pulastya, Atri, Angira, Vasishta, Marishi. These are the famous sages, seven sages, and the stars are named on as per the names of the sages. So this is called Saptarshi. It is a group of seven stars that forms a part of Ursa Major constellation. So Saptarshi Mandala is the part of Ursa Major constellation or Big Bear constellation. The next slide. So this is the picture of your Ursa Major or Big Bear constellation. Then pole star. In ancient times, people used to determine directions during the night with the help of stars. The North Star indicates the north direction, and that is called your pole star. So pole star is nothing but the North Star which is located in the north direction of the sky. It always remains in the same position in the sky. So in ancient times, people used to determine directions during the night time with the help of stars. The North Star is located in the north direction, and this is called your pole star. It always remains fixed in the same position in the sky. We can locate the position of the pole star with the help of Saptarshi. So in Saptarshi Mandala, there are seven stars, and if you add the last two stars along with a straight line, so you will reach at the North Star. That is called your pole star. Next, the solar system. The Sun, eight planets, satellites, and some other celestial bodies known as asteroids and meteoroids form the solar system. So, solar system is constituted of the Sun at the center, then eight planets rotating around it, and satellite also. Then some other celestial bodies, those are asteroids and meteoroids. We often call it a solar family with the Sun as its head. So, students, like father is the head of our family. So like that in solar family or in solar system, the sun is their head. Sol in Roman mythology is the sun god. So Roman people worship sun as god. So Sol means sun god. Solar means related to the sun. The family of the sun is therefore called the solar system. Then we will discuss all the about all the celestial bodies which are found in solar system. So first of all, we will discuss about the sun. The sun is in the center of the solar system. It is huge and made up of extremely hot gases, basically helium and hydrogen. It provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. The sun is the ultimate source of heat and light for the solar system. But the tremendous heat is not felt so much by us despite being our nearest star. Despite sun is the nearest star of us, but we don't get tremendous heat and light from the sun because it is far away from us. The sun is about 150 million kilometer away from the earth. 150 million kilometer is a large distance. You can imagine, students. Then next, our solar system. So it is constitutes of our solar system is made up of sun, eight planets, the moons, asteroids, and comets. Also, there are different what we call celestial bodies, and then planets. Some celestial bodies do not have their own light and heat. They are light by the light of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. So planets are the celestial bodies which do not have their own light and heat. So they trap light and heat from the nearby stars. Like our Earth, Sun is our nearest star, so our Earth traps light and heat from the Sun. And in our solar system, there are eight planets. The word planet comes from the Greek word planetai. So planetai is a Greek word from which the word planet has come, and the meaning of planetai is wanderers. Wanderers means those who wanders, those who moves here and there. So planets are moving around the sun. So planets are also wanderers. Then the earth on which we live is a planet. It gets all its heat and light from the sun because sun is our nearest star. Then next, so large spherical bodies that revolve around a star are called planets. So these are the 8 planets in our solar system. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Then next, so there are 8 planets in our solar system. In order of the distance from the sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So there is a easy way to memorize the name of the all the planets in our solar system. That is my very efficient mother just served us nuts. So you have to take the first letters from all the words from the sentence. For example, from the word my, you will take M, that is Mercury. Then very, from the word very, you will take V, that is Venus. From the word efficient, you will take E, that is your Earth. Likewise, from mother M, that is your Mars. From just J, that is Jupiter. From served S, that is Saturn. From us U, that is Uranus. From nuts, you will take N, that is Neptune. So this is the easy way to remember the all the names of the 8 planets in our solar system as per the order of distance from the sun. That will be your Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Then all the 8 planets of the solar system move around the sun in fixed path. And these are elongated path, and those paths are called your orbits. So orbits are nothing but the elongated path on which the planets rotate around the sun. Then Mercury is nearest to the sun. It takes only about 88 days to complete one revolution around the sun. So as Mercury is the nearest to the sun, so it takes only 88 days to revolve around the sun, to complete revolution around the sun. Venus is considered as Earth's twin because its size and shape are very much similar to that of the Earth. So this is called Earth's twin because the shape and size of Venus is very much similar to that of our Earth. Till recently, August 2006, Pluto was also considered a planet. However, after August 2006 onwards, International Astronomical Union IAU took a decision to include Pluto in dwarf planet because to be a planet there are some special features. One of the features is its orbit must be clear. If some celestial body is to be called as a planet, then its orbit should be clear. Orbit means the path on which the planet rotates around the sun. But students, you know, the orbit of Pluto is not clear because on the orbit of Pluto there are other celestial bodies which are rotating. That's why scientists or the members of International Astronomical Union decided not to include Pluto in planet. So they called Pluto as a dwarf planet. There are also different dwarf planets. For example, Sirius, then 2003 UB 313 UB 313. So these are other two what we call dwarf planets. Then next, orbit. So I have already told you orbit is a fixed path on which planets revolve around the sun. Then Mercury. Now we will discuss all the planets one by one. First one is Mercury. It is the nearest to the sun. It takes only about 88 days to complete one revolution around the sun. Next, Venus. It is considered as a Earth's twin because its size and shape are very much similar to that of our Earth. Next, the Earth. So this is the planet where we live. So the Earth is the third nearest planet to the sun after what we call Mercury and Venus, this is the third planet to the Sun. Then in size, it is the fifth largest planet. It is slightly flattened at the poles. That is why its shape is described as a geoid. Geoid means an Earth-like shape. Conditions favorable to support life are probably found only on the Earth. So Earth is only the planet where life exists because here conditions favorable to support life. The Earth is neither too hot nor too cold. It has water and air which are very essential for our survival. So Earth has favorable conditions where life can exist. So this is only planet in our solar system where life exists. The air has life supporting gases like oxygen. All of you know that we take oxygen. Then because of these reasons, the Earth is a unique planet in the solar system because it contains life. Earth is only the planet where life exists. From the outer space, the Earth appears blue because its two-thirds surface is covered by water. It is therefore called a blue planet. So if you go to the space or sky, you will find that the color of the Earth will be blue because its two-thirds surface is covered by water. That is your sea. So you know that the Earth is the fifth largest planet. Then which is the which is the largest planet in our solar system? That is the Jupiter. Yes, that is the Jupiter. The next Earth. So it is the only living planet where life exists, and it is also called blue planet because its two-thirds portions is covered by what we call water. So from the space you can see the Earth will look like as a blue planet. The color of the Earth will be look like blue. Then Mars. It is the smallest planet and it is referred to as the red planet. Then Jupiter, it is the largest planet in our solar system and it has 79 moons. It is the fastest spinning planet. So this is the fastest spinning planet. It spins faster, Jupiter. The next Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and Saturn is named after the Roman god of farming. And you know Saturn has some circles. You can see here the circles around it. So it is a unique, what we call unique planet, Saturn. Yes, these are called your rings. So Saturn has rings. Then Uranus. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun. It was discovered by William Herschel. Uranus, the planet was discovered by William Herschel. The next Neptune. So Neptune is so far away that it took the space probe Voyager 212 years to reach it. So Neptune is the planet which is far, very far from the Sun. So it takes a lot of days to complete, a lot of years, 212 years to complete its revolution around the Sun. Neptune is the stormiest planet. The winds there can flow up to 1,240 miles per hour. That is three times as fast as Earth hurricanes. Means it is the stormiest planet. You will see, you can find storms there, which are even 1,240 miles per hour. Their speed is. The Neptune is a sea blue color due to the methane gas in its atmosphere. Neptune is full of methane gas. Its atmosphere is full of methane gas, so its color is blue color from the space. Then Neptune has 8 known moons. There may be other moons also, but number of known moons is still now 8. Then Neptune is 30 times farther from the Sun as it is the Earth. Then it goes around the Sun once every 165 Earth years. So it goes around the Sun once every 165 Earth years. Means 1 year in Neptune is equal to 165 years in our Earth. You can imagine how much time it takes to rotate revolve around the sun. 212 years. 1 year in Neptune is equal to 165 Earth years. That means 1 year in Neptune is equal to 165 years in our Earth. Next, satellite. So a satellite is a celestial body that moves around the planets in the same way as the planets move around the sun. So all of you know that the planets move around the sun. Like that, satellites are the celestial bodies which rotate around the planet. A human-made satellite is an artificial body. It is also called artificial satellite. So satellites are of two kinds. One is natural satellite. The second one is your artificial satellite. So moon is a natural satellite. Moon is a natural satellite of our planet Earth. But there are also some artificial satellite or human-made satellite. Uh, these are being designed by scientists to gather information about the universe for communication. It is carried by a rocket and placed in the orbit around the Earth. Some of the Indian satellites are INSAT, IRS, EduSat. So these are the artificial satellites which are uh, carried by a rocket and placed in the orbit of our Earth. And these are also rotating around our Earth and communicating us about. They are giving us different what we call data informations about the space, about the climate, about EduSat is the satellite which is used to for our knowledge. So this is working for education. Uh, okay, so these are also different INSAT, IRS. These are also different satellites, artificial satellite, which are made by us and which are carried by a rocket and placed in the orbit around the Earth. The next is the moon. Our Earth has only one satellite, that is our natural satellite, and that is the moon. Its diameter is only 1/4 that of the Earth. It appears so big because it is nearer to our planet than other celestial bodies. You know, its diameter is 1/4 that of the Earth, means it is our Earth is 4 times of the moon, but the moon is what we call the moon appears so big because the only reason is it is nearer to our planet. So it is looking big. It appears big. Then it is about 3,84,400 kilometers away from us. So the distance between the moon and the our Earth is 3,84,400 kilometers. The moon moves around the Earth in about 27 days. So all of you know that satellites are the celestial bodies which are rotating around the planets. So our planet Earth has one natural satellite, that is the moon. So the moon takes 27 days to rotate around the Earth. It takes exactly the same time to complete one spin. As a result, only one side of the moon is visible to us on the Earth because the rotation and revolution both are the duration of both are same for a moon. That means moon takes 27 days to rotate around its own axis, and it also takes that same 27 days to rotate to revolve around the Earth. So only one side of the moon is visible to us because rotation and revolution period is same. Then the moon does not have conditions favorable for life. It has mountains, plains, and depressions on its surface. Neil Armstrong was the first man to step on the surface of the moon on 21st July 1969. So Neil Armstrong from America was the first man to step on the surface of the moon. Along with him, there were another two persons, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Among three persons, Neil Armstrong was the first one who stepped on the surface of the moon. And they landed on moon on 21st July 1969. The next some important points are here. Those humans who study the celestial bodies and their movements are called astronomers. So astronomers are the humans, are the human beings who study the celestial bodies about celestial bodies and their movements. Aryabhatta was a famous astronomer of ancient India. He said that the moon and the planets shine due to reflected sunlight. So the sunlight reflects, then we are able to what we call get light from the moon and other planet. The total distance covered by light in a duration of 1 year is called light year. So light year is the unit of astronomical distance. It is the unit of a distance. So astronomical distance means which is called your distance in space. So in space, when you will try to know the distance between two celestial bodies, you have to use light year. This is the unit to find the distance between two celestial bodies. So light travels at the speed of about 3 lakh kilometer per second. The light of the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. So you can imagine what is the distance from, you can calculate what is the distance from, the sun to our earth. Light travels 3 lakh kilometer per second. So you can calculate for minute, then for hour, then per day, then you can calculate for year. The distance, total distance covered by light in a whole year is called light year. So light travels 3 lakh kilometer per second. So you can calculate for minute by multiplying 3 lakh kilometer with 60. Then you will calculate by how much distance it travels. In a hour. Then you will calculate per day. Then per year you can calculate. So total 8 minutes to reach the earth. So you will find out how much distance the light travels in 8 minutes. So your second is given, then you will multiply by 60, you will get minute, then you will multiply by 8, you will get in 8 minutes how much distance it covers. So that will be the distance between our earth and the sun. Next is asteroids. Apart from the stars, uh, planets and satellites, there are numerous tiny bodies which also move around the sun. These are called your asteroids. So asteroids are also celestial bodies which are rotating, revolving around the what we call sun. They are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. So these are only can be found in between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Okay. Then scientists are of the view that asteroids are parts of a planet which exploded many years back. Okay, so scientists are arguing that these are the parts of planets which exploded many years back. However, it may be, these are found only in the between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. The next asteroid, these are numerous teeny bodies, means small, very small bodies which move around the sun are called your asteroids. Then meteoroids, the small pieces of rocks which move around the sun are called meteoroids. Sometimes these meteoroids come near the earth and tend to drop upon it. During this process, due to friction with the air, they get heated off and burned. It causes flash of light. Sometimes a meteor without being completely burnt falls on the earth and creates a hollow. So if meteor enters to the what we call surface of the earth without completely burning, so it will create a hollow on the surface of the earth. Then meteoroid, the small pieces of rocks which move around the sun, and these are called meteoroids. Sometimes they enter to the atmosphere of our earth, and when they enters to our atmosphere, they what we call friction gets there. They what we call collides with our atmosphere, and they create what we call fire. And if they reach here without being completely burned, then they will fall upon the earth, our earth, then they will create hollow on the surface of our earth. Then a galaxy is a huge system of billions of stars and clouds of dust and gases. There are millions of galaxies that make the universe. It is a cluster of millions of stars. Though galaxy is nothing, it is a cluster of means group of millions of stars. So we live on Earth. If you look at the above, you will find sky, and above the sky there is what we call space, and uh, so universe is the biggest unit. So in universe there are different, so many what we call solar systems are so many galaxies are here. So universe is constituted of so much galaxies. So out of that, Milky Way galaxy is our galaxy. Our solar system is a part of this galaxy, that is Milky Way. This is also called your Akash Ganga, because in ancient India it was imagined to be a river of light flowing in the sky. So that's why it is called your Akash Ganga. So galaxy is nothing; it is an enormous cloud of stars and other celestial bodies. Then next, how does then we will discuss some important questions here. How does a planet differ from a star? Planet differs from star in the following manner. First one is planet does not have its own light while stars emit their own light. Planets does not have their own heat and light, but stars have their own heat and light. Planets revolves around a star while stars does not revolve around any celestial bodies. Planets does not twinkle while stars twinkle. Then next, what is meant by the solar system? Solar system formed by the sun, 8 planets, satellites, asteroids, and various other celestial bodies. So this is your solar family. This is called a solar family where sun is the head of the family. Then name all the planets according to the distance from the sun. Planets according to their distance from the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So there was a easy way to remember this. That is, my very efficient mother just served us what? Nuts. My very efficient mother just served us nuts. This is the easy way to remember the name of the planet according to the distance from the sun. My very efficient mother just served us nuts. You will take the first letters of each word. That will you will get Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Then next, why is the Earth called a unique planet? All of you know Earth is called a unique planet because this is the only planet where life exists. It has conditions for supporting life. The Earth is neither too hot nor too cold. It has water and air, which are very essential for our survival. The air has life supporting gases like oxygen. So this is the unique planet. Then why do we see only one side of the moon always? And what is the universe? So here are two questions we will discuss. First, why do we see only one side of the moon always? The moon moves around the earth in about 27 days. It takes exactly the same time to complete the spin. Means its revolution period and rotation period both are same. It takes 27 days to rotate around, revolve around the sun. Sorry, revolve around the earth, and it takes 27 days to rotate around its axis. That's why we can only be able to see one side of the sun always. Sorry, one side of the moon always. Then what is the universe? The universe consists of billion of galaxies. Then next, tick the correct answer. Question number one, the planet known as the Earth's twin is Venus. Which is the third nearest planet to the sun? Earth. All the planets move around the sun in a elongated path. The pole star indicates the direction to the north. Asteroids are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Then next, fill in the blanks. A group of stars forming various patterns is called constellation. A huge system of stars is called galaxy. The moon is the closest celestial body to our Earth. Earth is the third nearest planet to the sun. Planets do not have their own heat and light. So, your moon is the closest celestial body to our Earth. But if you will ask to what is the nearest star to closest star to us, that is your sun. So there can be also different questions can be formed. You can make also. So this was the video to help you to summarize the notes. Okay. So okay, thank you all. Wish you all the best. So study well. Have a bright future. Okay. Thank you.